first welcome from Ukraine. He is the reigning and defending WBA, WBO, IBF, and IBO heavyweight champion of the world, undefeated with 21 wins, 14 of his 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Alexander Usyk.
Well, here comes the Ukrainian wizard, the unified world heavyweight champion, Alexander Usyk. He has already had a taste of undisputed at cruiserweight, and now he gets his opportunity to become the undisputed heavyweight world champion, the first in 25 years. I think he just had a little sparkle hit the top of his head, but he does look the business.
He does. I mean, Matt mentioned it earlier and Frank mentioned it, just how slim also Usyk looks. We've been focusing on how Tyson looks slim, how his face looks slimmed down, toned down, how his skin's glowing. Well, this guy, I've never seen him this slim. Now, whether he can't come in any lighter, Dev, surely. You know, he's only coming in at 15-1 or whatever, but he just looks. I've not seen his face that slim, and I've been up close and personal for his last 3 fights. I've seen him the day before, 2 days before, this close.
Well, that's interesting, Steve, because he seems to have found his weight at heavyweight. He's around 220, 221. It's never really above or below that.
Well, he's done something amazing, Deb, that I've never seen, and I've checked the record books. 3 heavyweight fights at the exact same weight. I've never known that happen, ever. Happens with super feathers, happens with middles like Matt, but heavies, they always fluctuate. He's been 221 last 3 fights, and so I've seen him at the weigh-in and before the fight, and he's never quite looked that skinny.
Well, I'm sure we're going to hear from the unified world heavyweight champion very shortly. Of course, he has Alex Krasik by his side. He's got fans in the building here as well in Boulevard City. Igis Klimas the other side. And we're going to hear now from Alexander Usyk. He joins Ali Drew.
Alexander, we've finally reached the long-awaited fight week for the undisputed titles. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
That's the only emotion you're feeling now?
No, because after this event I go to sleep.
How good is it to be here in Riyadh? A huge fight, but also a huge fight week ahead.
Listen, I'm very happy to be here. Listen, Saturday, it's special day because I will have opportunity second time undisputed. It's great. Listen, it's very good for me. It's very important for my country. I like.
Now, you have said you've got plans for Tyson Fury. Can you tell us what those plans are?
No, because Tyson Fury now maybe say for me, I have plan. It's better plan. It's a great plan.
And it's staying a secret.
Yes, a little bit.
Does this fight week feel different, Alex?
Say it again?
Does this fight week feel different?
Yeah, it's a little bit hot, but the emotion is in the air, the energy is in the air. Listen, we are in front of making history. This is for the first time ever, 4 belts on the line. Alexander Usyk, the former cruiserweight and the current unified heavyweight champion, is fighting Tyson Fury, the WBC champion, and is defeating him. What can be better?
Well, Alexander, we'll leave the last word for you. Can we have a prediction and a final word for your fans that are supporting you back in Ukraine?
Фанатам в Україну я посилаю меседж, я вас люблю. My fans in Ukraine and all my fans. Listen, I really appreciate support for my fans and Ukrainian soldiers. I love my fans. Thank you so much.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Alexander Usyk, he's certainly not come here to give away any secrets, Matt.
No, and you wouldn't expect him to, would you? He's not going to start breaking down the fight, is he? You know, look, it's like to a degree, there's poker face on it, and everyone's got the front. We said it yesterday. Nobody's going to tell you that. Oh, you know what? Actually, I was ill a few weeks ago. Or I done my knuckle sparring. Everyone's going to tell you everything went great, the best shape they've been, etc., etc. That said, both guys did seem like that was legitimately the truth. They both looked really well.
He was a little bit less smiley than I've seen him in the past, Dev. I just saw him going, look at him now, going away, finishing. We've got that shot there, and I'm happy with that. That makes me happy. I don't necessarily, I didn't like it when AJ came out against him at Tottenham Hotspurs, kissing babies' heads and posing and getting up in the ring and asking Clifton Mitchell, who's in charge of security, what did you do? I don't want to see him. I want to see him focused, a little bit mean, because that's what he is. All this laughing and joking with him in the silly dances and the silly shorts, that's an act. He's a mean man.
You want to see the focus, and with the focus comes a bit of an edge, a bit of spite. You need that.
It feels like maybe he's just flicked that switch. As we get closer and closer, it's gone.
Just flicking it. It might not. It might. You know what it might be? It might be a fader light.
Yeah.
You know those old lights you used to get in the 90s. So it's not a flick. He's just turn, and it's like he's just a dimmer, baby, a dimmer. He's getting there. Don't worry.
Well, listen, I'm hoping we're going to speak to Alexander Usyk very, very shortly. I'm hoping he tells us more than he is good, he is great, he wants to go to sleep. Do you think we'll get any more out of him?
No, you're joking. We'll leave off. What are you talking about? We'll get a nice. He's really thinking a lot about the war in Ukraine at the moment. So I think we all know that's not going as well as maybe we'd all like it to be going. Unless, I don't want to turn this into a political broadcast. So I think that's on his mind. I really do, Dan. But we'll get. What more do you want? It's like we used to get big drama show from Golovkin.
Yeah.
That's what you want, don't you? It is good. That's all you want.
It is what you want. There's something about that accent
Bingo.
and the delivery. It's cold, it's calculated, and when it's delivered with no emotion in the face as well, it's even better, Matt.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, English, I don't know if it's the second or third or fourth, whatever language it is, but even with that, he has got a sense of humour, even in English. Brilliant.
That's what he does, man. He's a great character outside the ring. Alex Krasser, hopefully we'll have up here as well. He's a sensational guy doing interviews and saying the right thing, and he's a great diplomat. And in the ring, they do their business. You know what they are, and it's a word that we use in boxing, not as often as I'd like us to use it a bit more. We use legend too much. He's class. He's classy. Everything about Usyk and Usyk business, all the personal stuff that we only know a little bit about, all this professional stuff, it's classy. Don't you? I think that sums him up. He's a classy guy, Alexander Usyk.
Classy people.
Well, he'll be in very, very high class, very elite class if he can become the undisputed champion. Because not just he'll be undisputed champion at heavyweight, he's also done it at cruiserweight. It's quite something, Steve.
And the cruiserweight run, I know we haven't got time now, and I don't have the record in front of me, but it was done overseas. It was done in backyards. It was done in fights which we think he was nailed on to win, but on paper they were hard fights. Really hard fights. That's sensational.
From England, he is undefeated with 34 wins, 1 draw, 24 of his 34 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBC and the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, known as the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Well, I'll tell you what, he really needs no introduction. The Gypsy King, the long-reigning lineal world heavyweight champion, WBC world heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, ahead of what he is calling the toughest fight of his career, undisputed, awaits on Saturday night against the man you just saw, Alexander Usyk. And Tyson Fury looks like he's about to go to a party, Steve.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what decade that party is, though. That's the only thing. Listen, Gypsy John's there, Dev, because I'm sure that was... if I hadn't seen Gypsy John, that becomes a question. He's there. That story's dead now. He looks like he's looked all the time. As big and slim, as confident as we know he's been all week.
No, absolutely that. And you talk about people who are born for the big stage. Just look at this man. Born for it, man.
Completely, an absolute natural. From when he was a kid, he was saying he was going to be the best, and then when he turned pro, he was saying, "And I'm going to be," and now here he is.
but it's not been an easy journey, as we've sort of half mentioned earlier on. I think people sometimes overlook how hard it has been for him, Dev.
The story has been absolutely incredible, and you see there Frank Warren, we touched upon it already, Spencer Brown as well, but pulled him up, Steve, as you said, from hell, dragged him up from hell, and here he is now on the biggest stage of them all.
Well, like Steve said, it goes, it's like that picture, the famous one with the iceberg underneath the water and the top, and everyone says everyone thinks success looks like this. They don't see this bit, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That is a great image, great image, Matt. Let's hear from the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, who is joined by Ali Drew.
Tyson, the biggest fight week of your career has arrived. How different does this one feel?
Feels absolutely fantastic to be in the great kingdom of Saudi Arabia. 2024!
How are you feeling about Saturday night, the magnitude of that fight?
I'm feeling fantastic. Can't wait to put a good show on. There's so many people coming, such in events. All the big stars are here. Oh, it's just going to be epic. Cannot wait for Saturday night.
Now, you look in fantastic shape. I've just heard in my earpiece, Usyk was just up in the press position. He said, when you're nervous, you lose weight. What do you have to say about that?
I'm very nervous, Usyk. Please don't beat me up on Saturday night. Please. Extra, please.
How important is getting that win Saturday night for your legacy and the history that you leave on boxing?
Let me tell you, if I was fighting an old dotter on Saturday night who had 5 fights and lost them all, it's very important to me. Every fight I've ever had is important to me. Every little fight along the way, 4-rounder, 6, I didn't do any 4-rounders, any 6-rounder, 8-rounder, 10-rounder, any one of them. Along the way, they were all very important. I believe every left and right turn I've ever taken in my life, every time I fell over, every time I've climbed up, was all leading to this moment. It's destiny. Written in the stars, a million miles away. Get up!
Spencer, let's bring you in at the forefront, as well as Frank, of making these fights happen. Just how exciting is this for Tyson?
It's everything we wanted. We're here now. He's here to do a job, and we are going to do a job. It's a big man against a little man, and you'll see on Saturday night how Tyson prevails on this one. He's in unbelievable form, great shape. Camp's gone unbelievable. Everybody's a happy man, a happy fighter, a good fighter. So we're really looking forward to it.
And Frank, you're used to being around boxing week in, week out, but does this one excite you that little bit more?
Without a doubt. It's historical. This is historical. I keep repeating myself. The first time this century, first time ever, 2 guys at the peak, at the best of their careers. What can't you want more than that? It's a boxing dream. And you've got the man here, this man here, who, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, is the best heavyweight on the planet. And I believe on Saturday night he's going to prove that to the world.
Well, let's give the final word to Tyson. Let's get a prediction. How does the fight go Saturday night?
I predict somebody's O has got to go. Someone's O's got to go, and it's going to be that team over there, unfortunately for them. Listen, Alexander Usyk's a great fighter. Olympic gold medalist, cruiserweight world champion, heavyweight world champion. But unfortunately for him, he has to come against the great Tyson Fury, in the era of me. I'm really looking forward to Saturday night, and all them people, even if he had 20 million people screaming his name, they cannot fight for him on the night. And when there's 2 men in there on the night, it's going to be very daunting when he's got the Undertaker in the ring with him. I'm coming for you, sucker, sausage.
Best of luck.